Yeah, you already know what it is.
Running around the corner of
It's
mystery.
gonna be a smooth show today, y'all, man. Make sure y'all go hit them
Crashing into
links.
you is more than what
Hit the link in the
I need.
description. Hit that notification
You
bell.
wrap your arms
Share, share,
around my
share.
body, giving you one last night before I change my mind. Wild hearts open like an ocean.
Go hit that subscribe button, guys.
Tonight we'll let go of emotion. We're dancing in slow motion with you. I'm stuck on paradise with you. I'm stuck on paradise.
It's a little something from our next artist coming up, man. Make sure you go hit the links in the
Giving
description.
into what I
Hit our link
can't
tree up.
keep.
Very dope artist.
Turning pleasure into something deep. Pushing into a fading memory. Pull me by your
What's
side.
up, y'all, man? Y'all know the drill. Make sure y'all go hit that notification bell. Like, subscribe, share with a friend. You know, we got our next artist coming up. I need y'all to put your hands together and make some noise for Fran. What's up with you? How you
Hello,
doing?
what's poppin'? What's poppin'? I'm good.
Yeah, you smooth. That was like a different vibe than what we usually have. You know, everybody be turned up and all that. You know, you were just, serenading, got the vibes. I was like, man, I
Just
was over there
chilling.
about to, yeah, I was dangerous. I was like, man, it definitely, it's for the lovers in that one,
For
So,
sure. Yeah.
yeah, man. It's a lot of
Definitely get in
feeling
that
in that
bag.
song right there. So,
Yeah, there's definitely lots of emotions going on through that song. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's a fun one.
But if anybody's seen you perform though, they will know that's just you. You come with the passion. You come with you like they say. You come from the toes with it. The whole body.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah,
No, it's fun.
definitely.
I love getting to that bag. Just like
Yeah.
I want to make people cry sometimes, you know?
Hey,
Just really feel that deep emotion.
you on your
That's
way.
very cool.
I almost dropped one thug tear. It swelled up, but it didn't
So
drop.
close.
It
So
swelled.
close.
It got a little moist, but it didn't drop. So it was
Dang.
all good.
Gotta write the right one, you know?
Yeah. You close though. You close though. But yeah, we got Fran in the building. In between time, episode 56. Let the people know a little bit more about yourself.
So I'm Fran and I'm based in LA. I was born in the Philippines and honestly, like music wise, I've just been singing for a very long time. Like I'm Filipino, so karaoke is very like prominent. So we just get like pushed into the middle of the crowd and just like start singing. And so some of us just take it
So
out
it's,
into the
it's been
career
like
world.
that. It's been like that since a youngin.
Yeah, for sure. I remember just like recording my first album, like little like EP album thing. Like it was just full of covers when I was like 6.
Yeah.
That was the
Who were
first time I
some
ever stepped into a stew.
Who were some of your early inspirations? Who were like you? Who were you singing?
I was definitely singing a lot of belters. Like I was singing some Celine Dion stuff
Okay.
and like Whitney Houston or like Mariah Carey. Just like all these really like powerful like divas, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Kind of
But
just
that's like a cat like a personality trait though. Do you know to even take on those type of songs and all that? Because they were singing.
yeah, they were for sure singing. And it was fun. I mean, just because everyone knew the songs, you know, that's like what my parents pushed me to like be singing. So at least like
Yeah,
the crowd is also involved. But
yeah.
yeah, definitely
That's
some belters in there.
So your parents were like a big inspiration in like the singing, like helping you, coaching you, and just
For sure.
giving you that drive.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Like my parents were both like musical in a sense. My dad was in like the church band, and then my mom was in the church choir. So it's always
Yeah.
been kind of like an interest in the family to do music.
I was about to say you kind of do got that gospel feel, you know what I'm saying? So you like that's where you started like in the church and all that. They say some
I
of the
mean,
best singers come from the church.
my parents met at church, so I feel like there's something there that like
Yeah.
came like it happened, and then I came out and was like, all right, I got y'all. I'm gonna just
Yeah,
sing my way through my life. Like,
that's dope. That's dope, man.
yeah.
And then you said they were doing music too as well. So they were that
Mhm.
you went to the studio at a young age. Like you said, 4 years old,
I was 6.
6. Man,
Yeah, I was a little
that's
youngish.
crazy.
Yeah.
Were you like were you scared at first?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I definitely was afraid of the mic. Like, I felt like I couldn't be loud or else I'd like
Yeah,
break it in a sense. Like I was just singing too much, like and too into this mic that I felt like it was like so fragile that it was just gonna pop. So
yeah,
thank God it didn't happen, but
yeah.
definitely definitely
So
had
at
that
that
experience.
so at that point, were you only just doing like performances at church, or were you like going to talent shows or local events and everything?
Yeah, I was definitely going to talent shows. I was doing a bunch of Filipino gigs. I sang for just a couple like Filipino artists as a front act. And then I sang at pageants. Like my parents just put me through anything and everything. And
Yeah,
like if they wanted me to sing, I was there. Sometimes I didn't
yeah,
like it though. Of course,
yeah.
like sometimes I didn't like wasn't into it,
You just
but at the same
you was just
time,
like, I want to be a kid or whatever. You know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah, yeah. There was a point in my life where I was like, holy shit, like what if I
Yeah,
didn't have this voice? Like what avenue would my life have been going through? But I can't get rid of it.
yeah.
It's there.
So there, at a certain point, did you end up like resenting like singing or anything like that?
I remember screaming into like a pillow and being like, ah, like trying to get rid of this like this thing because it was a lot going on as like a kid. Like you're getting pushed and pulled and like you want to do these shows and sometimes you don't. But at the same time, like I learned a lot and I'm glad I didn't quit or my parents didn't let me quit. They're
Yeah.
always there supporting and pushing. But
Well, it
yeah,
it definitely is a good character builder, because
yeah,
it comes along with the game. It is the music business is like a grueling business, more
hmm,
not physically but more mentally. It's like
yeah,
can I do this? Can I withstand whatever? You know what I'm saying? Whatever's
exactly.
going on.
Yeah,
And
it's a
did
tough business.
so do you find yourself more like, would you say, more prepared for like the BS and what's going on, like in like just the confusion of the game?
I feel like I can handle a lot more now, for sure, than if I didn't go through something like that. At least I'm familiar with it and know like how to step
Yeah.
around it or like how to handle the situation a little bit better. So yeah, it made me wiser. It made me smarter for sure.
Yeah. Besides your parents and like you watching them do music and everything like that, who else like gave you the idea of just like, I want to do this? Who inspired you? Who kept you going?
Um, I mean, if anything, it was just finding inspiration in other artists. Like I looked up to Pink a lot when I was growing up too. Like
Okay.
out of everyone who like was like belting and like being like these pop stars, I was like, Pink is cool as fuck. Like I want to
Yeah.
be that badass chick someday, like and not
Yeah.
like give a fuck about anything and
Yeah.
still like, not kind of like hide myself from the world or have
Yeah.
to fit in this bubble. So like I would try to break boundaries by that, not doing like with the I guess the traditional route in some sense of like you gotta meet producers to make music and other stuff. Like I kind of came to a realization that I have my own path and hopefully it works.
No, no, because you are doing it. Saying like now, like you said, you can't go the traditional route of all like how all the traditional singers win and everything like that. Go to the record label,
Hmm.
take my demo. Now it's like I got to put my own shows on. I got to do
Right.
this. I got to put my own music out. Through whatever
Exactly.
avenue. But do you feel that's a more freeing way to put your music out because you're not constricted to what they want you to
For
be?
sure. Yeah, definitely. I think also just having a community around you is very important. Like
Mm,
the kind of people you surround yourself with, like um, if they do the same thing or if like other people from like doing music videos or just building your own like team and like working together and building yourself up, I feel like is the best way to do it. And so
yeah,
far, like I'm seeing kind of that product and like genuinely connecting with people and genuinely wanting to make music with them instead of like wanting something out of it. And I think
Mm,
that's the best way to approach, like, trying to be, I don't know, famous, I guess, or like trying to be like the next level up. Like, you got to really know a lot of good people, but you also have to keep like good relationships. So I'm
yeah,
done with
yeah.
the I'm done with the bullshit. Like I'm gonna just be real. Like I'm gonna just be me and hang on to it. And people, if people don't fuck with it, then I can't do much about it.
Yeah, that's a dope outlook on that because a lot of people do stuff just be like, what can I get out of it? Instead of
Hmm.
just like, hey, I like what you're doing, I like your style, and
Right.
I know that's got to be a freeing way to make music, because it's like no
Hmm.
pressure, it's like if
Hmm.
something happens, it happens, we
Right.
we just gonna vibe.
Yeah, I mean, there's that, but there's also like you always look at the other side. Like, am I doing this right? Like, should I just go ahead and um, try to do what I feel like other people are doing too? Like, there is still that comparison and that back and forth all the time. But you gotta just trust your gut. You gotta just keep it moving and keep doing what works.
Is there any times like that where you thought you was trusting your gut and it still went like bad or anything like that?
Yeah, I feel like sometimes. I mean, I just remember a feeling of like, damn, like I should have just done what I wanted to do instead
Mm,
of doing this. I mean, if anything, I do remember like giving into some songs that like my parents wanted me to sing, and then
yeah,
just being like, damn, like I didn't like that song, and it came out that way. Like it didn't come out the way I wanted it to because I wasn't into it. So
yeah.
like if I had performed the song that I wanted to, then maybe I would have gotten a better like reaction from the audience or something, or I wouldn't have not like choked on this lyric, like.
No,
But
yeah,
that starts from like just being little and just being aware and then just putting yourself forward and actually saying something about it.
yeah. But you performing that early, it kind of gave you an idea of like in the game now that it's like I don't have to do the music you want me to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Somebody comes to you like what I did. It's like, no, I know where I'm
Hmm.
comfortable at, where you know
Hmm.
where you stand at, who Fran is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it took
Yeah,
a long time to get there, but slowly, yeah, it's definitely
yeah.
still unraveling. I'm still unraveling her.
Yeah, I was about to ask, are you still learning, like even like learning, like relearning things, or just
Mhm.
just looking at new opportunities and all that?
Yeah, for sure. Like just growing and being in my, I'm almost 27. I'm 27 next month. And just going through life, I feel like I definitely have had a better reaction with the situations that I've been in as I grew older because I knew how to handle them. Um, but yeah, it's
That's
tough.
dope. That's
It's
dope.
tough. It's tough. I
That's
still
dope.
make mistakes. I'm still human. There's
Yeah,
there will always be mistakes, but I kind of just accept it.
always. Like they say, what will happen? No, what could happen will happen. So
Hmm.
if it's in the cards, it's in the cards. What can you do?
Exactly.
You just got to roll with the
Exactly.
punches.
Yeah, I'm a big person of change. Like I don't mind everything and anything around me changing. So like I
Yeah,
feel like accepting that factor has even like made me grow a lot more. And instead of
yeah,
like the push and pull, instead of like trying to
uh,
have this friction with life, you
yeah.
just go with the flow.
Yeah. Speaking of change, what do you feel about like the new change in like the industry, like the AI and the writing and the music and all that? How do you feel about that?
I'm just watching it unfold. I'm
Yeah.
kind of just like a bystander right now. Like I don't have too many opinions about it just yet. Because we haven't really done a lot with it.
Hmm.
I just want to see what happens and like what the cards show in the end of the day and slowly people will definitely start noticing like all the bad because that's usually what people notice firsthand.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
like slowly like things are actually going to be working out, like let's say like it's AI, like people are going to start finding benefits and then there's always going to be a good or bad for that situation. um
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was thinking too. It was like it's we I know people understand, like, they don't want people ripping off their songs, doing things like that. But I don't see no different from like a sample. If somebody takes your
Exactly.
words and do it, if they pay you for it, it
Hmm.
just is what it is.
I was just talking to my homegirl last night. We were at the stew. Actually, this morning we were at the studio, and I started singing this um, like I'm a survivor, like by Destiny's Child, like this small like little hook that sounds exactly the same, and I was like, damn, are we like sampling with our own voices right now? So like, does that count as like a sample, or like what I don't know, like the AI thing. Like
Yeah,
it's really interesting because yeah, you are just taking it out of something and making it different, but we do that all the time,
yeah,
especially with those
yeah,
samples. But like I was like, oh, we're doing it with our voices. Like is that also does that also count, or is that like
yeah.
I don't
It's like
know. It
what is what?
what is it? Yeah,
What is it? Let me know.
exactly.
Because
Right.
nowadays it's like because somebody can take a piece of a song and everything like that, and you can get all of their publishing because you could be like, yeah, I want 95 or 75% of the publishing, and if I already owe this guy some publishing, it's like they're already doing that. So I
Hmm.
mean, I don't
What do
know.
you think?
I the AI, like it could be beneficial, because I seen some dope songs like remixes that they made with
Hmm.
it. And I was like, yo, that don't sound that bad. You know what I'm
That some
saying?
stuff. That some of the stuff is really good. Like you're like, what the fuck? Like
Yeah,
makes
it might.
sense.
Yeah, it makes sense that they did that. So I'm not opposed
Yeah.
of it. I mean, definitely you want a human aspect. You don't want to give nobody. I don't want nobody to lose their job, but that's how we also
Right.
have to adapt to the world. We wanted this
Hmm.
technology. We wanted to move into the future. This is what it
Right.
is.
Yeah, and I guess there just has to be a fine line of like what is stealing and what isn't.
Yeah,
But at the
because
same time, like you can create and recreate as many times as you want, but it's never going to be the same as the original,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
So like, should we give them credit, like, or should like at least give them credit or something,
I
something?
mean, give them that coin at least.
Yeah,
Let them
exactly.
give them their money. They whoever wrote it and produced the first one, that they need their credit. Whatever percentage
Mm-hmm.
they work out. I think that's what it is. I think some people that don't own their publishing and all that, and they feel some type of way because now they can use their music without even using them. And it's like that's a
Mm-hmm.
whole nother bag in itself. So
Yeah. I mean, TikTok was having that problem too a lot with a lot of the artists because some people would just rip off their songs and then they wouldn't get
yeah,
paid for anything.
yeah,
So like, yeah, that shit's tough because there's so much music out in the world, and there's
yeah.
so many people with the same name. Like,
Yeah. How do you feel about that? Just like getting your music ready and you're trying to roll out, but you don't even know. It's like, is it a potential it could get ripped off, or somebody can steal my song, or
yeah.
just the treachery of the game. How is somebody going to try to jerk me on my money or something like that? Do
I
you
mean,
do you have those worries?
of course I do, but at the same time, I feel like I can always create.
Yeah,
Like, if someone wants to use it, like, of course I would love to get the money. Like, no, like there's no doubt about that. Like, if someone could
yeah,
give me the money, I'd be down because they used it. But it's not a fair world.
yeah,
Like, I can make more. We can
yeah,
all make more. Like, let's be
yeah,
real.
yeah,
Nothing is
yeah,
gonna be compared to that old or to the original. Like, well, we won't run out. There's only how many keys in the world, and we'd be making so much music out of them.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we're
For
never
real.
gonna run out. We're never gonna run
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, that's
Like,
crazy. It's like now you think about it, it's like, no, we're never gonna run out of music. Somebody will think of something.
exactly,
What I'm
exactly.
saying?
And I get that. I
Somebody
get the
makes something.
credit. Yeah, I get the credit and I get all that, which is cool, but you're gonna keep fighting with it. Like, I'd rather not fight with it. Like, it's gonna happen. I'd rather like make room for something new than be stuck on something old.
Yeah,
So
definitely,
yeah, you just keep
definitely, definitely.
pushing.
Speaking
Get
of
your money
something,
still.
definitely get that money. That's the only
Get that
time.
bag if you
Get
can,
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
as
Get
much as you
all the
can.
bags you can.
Yeah, exactly.
But
But yeah, no,
stay
we got it.
but also stay creative though. Don't be,
Hmm.
getting that creative bag as well.
Yeah.
Speaking of new, saying you're dropping a new album, right?
I am, and it's It's called Same, and it's coming out on Tuesday
Okay,
in
okay,
August. Yeah, I'm excited
So
about
s-
it.
so same. That was the track we just played from that. That was what's the name of the track again?
Paradise is a separate track, actually.
Paradise.
Yeah, Paradise
Okay.
is a
Oh,
separate
so that's
track.
not going to be on the album?
That one's not going to be on the album. That one's
Okay,
just a
okay.
track that I've had for a while now that I made. One of the that I made a music video to, and I when I went back out to Pasadena and like did school, that was one of the songs that kind of just was popular and like got pushed. So we finally had that together. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. But Same, yeah, Same has a bunch of visuals too that I'm waiting to just re-release.
So how long did the album take?
Um, it took like I think I made it during COVID, and I just kind of I wasn't planning for an album at all. Like I was just
Mm,
like I need to get out of my head
yeah.
because we couldn't do anything. Like I was going crazy. I moved my like room furniture like 20 times because I was like, this is
Yeah.
not fun. I have too much time. So
Yeah.
I started making songs and then they all kind of sounded around the same realm. And I was like just fucking with Splice then too. So
Oh,
like I
okay.
was like, all right, let me like try this and try this other thing. And then as I'm learning, like this project started coming up. And I think it took around 2 months to kind of put together and then just write it out. Because once I was like in it, because it's a different genre that I want to than what I usually do.
Mm,
Because I used to do a lot of like folk and indie and a
yeah.
lot of like guitar based stuff. But this time around, it's a little bit more like R&B and soul and just getting to a
Okay.
different bag. And like
Yeah.
I feel like even my vocabulary is a little different than what I would do in
Yeah.
the guitar, like singer songwriter stuff. So
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
super excited for everyone to see the difference.
So that all came from like the pandemic and everything like that, just that trapped up energy and
Yeah,
just
for
just up
sure.
just going through that.
Yeah, definitely. And just like I write a lot of songs about love, so like that's one of the main points in the album. But I think like as I'm writing, I was just like self-reflecting about what
Hmm.
was like happening with my past or with my present. And then
Yeah.
like 3 years later, I'm like, dang, like I need to get this off my chest. Like
Yeah.
I like this has been just holding on. Like I want to work on new projects. I want to open space for new things. So I think it's time to
Yeah.
let it go.
Yeah. Is that like the inspiration of the name too? Same as like, this is me. This is like a lyrical diary or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. It's more just like we know when people are like, yeah, I do the same thing. Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's same. Like I feel that way too. Or like, yeah, it's just that like phrase. Just same.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, hey,
Very
we here,
reflective. Yeah,
we're in
exactly.
this together. We all
Right,
going through the same
exactly.
thing.
Facts.
So,
Yep.
that's dope. So did it take you like till now to record, or did it just you already had the music ready and you just recorded?
Well, as I was producing, I after I like finished a song, just putting in like the mix and everything, I would go back and just be really excited about it and just start writing or just start
Yeah.
freestyling over it, and then I would record it on my phone and then see what sticks and see what doesn't. And it's
Yeah.
interesting too because I would have like Snapchat stories of my like the first versions of the songs, just
Uh-huh.
because I was like, oh my god, this is so cool! Like, look what I'm doing. It's COVID,
Yeah.
and then like hearing them back, and it's a big difference.
Do you or is that like part of the a big process of the recording process? Is like you doing a rough draft and then just seeing what you want to do? Do you like go back and do a lot of edits and all that?
I think, I mean, I usually just stick to the first, and then I just let it grow, kind of let
Mm,
it change normally, or like I don't put any pressure to it. It's all very like it just grows within its own time. Like the melodies shift and change, and And
Yeah.
then at some point there's a sweet spot and it sticks, and I
Yeah.
just go with it.
Yeah. No, because I noticed some artists like they'd be like, oh, let's change this or want to add
Hmm.
this, or I don't feel comfortable about this. It's more like if you feel it, right? Like it
Right.
feels right. Let's let it flow. You know.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like the moment in time too. It's like so like I use Instagram sometimes as like a photo journal. So
Yeah.
let's say I use music the same way, but like
Mm,
as just writing it out and like
mm,
feeling the feels that I have to feel then in that moment, and then going and then just moving on with the world.
yeah. So that's what your music is. It's more like a moment, a snapshot in your life at that time. So like
Hmm.
whatever was going on that time, like if you hear that song, you know exactly like, oh man, it was that day. I was wearing this, we ate this, and I was writing to that. Is
Yeah,
that
it's
more like a chapters?
yeah, it's kind of like that, but it's also pulling different perspectives of a relationship or a feeling, actually, like different perspectives of a feeling into that one song,
Mm,
um, and just kind of being really like self-aware of the growth and then kind of like mimicking that growth within the story of the song.
yeah,
So if that makes sense.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You
But
like
yeah,
you gotta be really in it. I was just about to
yeah.
ask you, like, can you write good R&B music without feeling? Like, like we was talking about AI or something like that. You think AI
Mhm.
can write like a really good R&B song, or would it just be like something you think they would like, or you
I
got to
feel
be
like
through it.
I feel like they can mimic what it sounds like, but
Yeah,
I don't know if what it feels like.
yeah,
Because then I don't know. There's also like a whole thing of like certain frequencies affect people's like emotions.
yeah,
So like you can mimic that easily, but like I don't know, coming from like an actual singer, like let's say there's a live band versus like tracks. Like you
mm,
definitely feel more emotions with the live band
yeah,
versus like the tracks that play. But I don't know. I think they could try.
yeah,
They could
yeah,
try and get the feeling, but there's like an intuition that feels like it wouldn't actually go through.
yeah.
There's like a
That's
wall
how
in between.
that's how you get like the cookie cutters and whatnot. That's how who's really out here
Yeah,
living life and whatnot. I guess you know
for
what I mean.
sure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So like a lot of your is a lot of your music come from like uh like your love and everything like that, your relationship and whatever you're going through from life.
Yeah, for sure. Like I think that's just a common feeling that everyone gets is wanting to be in love or be loved, and then like all the heartbreaks in between. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like I grew up with a bunch of like Mariah Careys and like Whitney Houston's, and that's all they
Yeah.
ever like wrote about. So I feel like
Yeah.
that kind of translated to like a more modern version of that, of what
Yeah.
they're saying, and like just more like in depth and like very hyper aware of that those different perspectives of love.
Yeah, yeah, man. I think they need to bring back the big ballad singers and all that because we got a lot of like vibe out R&B and everything like that. But it's never.
Hmm.
When was like the last like you say Mariah Carey that Mariah Carey she's still in the game. Let me not act like she's
Hmm.
gone or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Mariah
she
she's
half
still out
there.
there. She a little older and everything like that. But I ain't
Yeah.
never taken that from her. You know what I mean?
We will never forget her for all
We
of
we will
Christmas.
never forget, man. She
Like
got the most perfect Christmas song ever. You
it's
know,
crazy. Yeah,
yeah,
that girl's
man.
voice is insane. It's just unfortunate now.
Yeah, man. How do you feel like like some of like the greatest like singers? They're like I ain't gonna say gone, but they're just like their time has passed. People forget how good these
Hmm.
singers were. Like people crack all the jokes about Whitney Houston, but I tell them like Whitney Houston was really out there. She was she was really
Hmm.
out there, the queen of singing. You know what I'm saying? She was like the
Hmm.
top of the top. When she was on her game. Even Mariah Carey,
Yeah.
she was on top of her game. making big money, like over.
Yeah, I don't know what makes them so different because I'm thinking about like Ariana Grande, like she belts too, like she be singing too,
Yeah,
and like Adele too. Like I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because like record label wise, it's not as cool anymore to be part of a record label as it is to be an independent person. So I wonder if the hype of it all and like maybe there wasn't a lot of people doing that.
yeah,
Um, like just the time, like they were just I don't know. I just remember watching like the divas, like it was them. Like you just knew who they were and the pedestal that they were on.
yeah.
And I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it's because of like the music that was played in the past. Like that was their modern. Like that was our parents' modern
Yeah.
like thing. Like there was a lot of um like a lot of harp like love songs like in the
Yeah.
60s and the 70s and then finally going into it
I say
like
females used to sing harder back then too. Like every song I hear back then is like they start singing hard from the beginning. Like they like
yeah
like
for sure.
like
Oh my god.
going
Oh,
yeah
those bridges, like have you
yeah
like the bridges in these songs that like the old like vocalists used to sing, they're
yeah
like crazy. Like there's actual bridges. Like you can hear the difference of emotion and like how like more intense and like in depth they're trying to be in this like one section of the song. Like there's a whole key change in there too. And then like the buildup is insane. Like
yeah
I don't know. I don't know what happened. Maybe people's attention span just got shorter.
yeah. Well, I
I
mean,
like we can't make those long songs anymore.
I know songs are like it's crazy. Like I seen a song that was like 2 minutes one time, like 2 minutes and like 20 seconds.
And
Like
you're like,
for
what?
real. Like it's
Like, why is
over.
it so long? Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Songs used to be
yeah,
like 3 minutes, 3:15. Like it's crazy.
yeah. So do you feel like you're bringing back like that type of music? With the big songs, band, and just bringing that that big music sound back.
I hope so. There's a
Yeah,
little bit of like rock and alternative in there too.
yeah,
Um, because there's just we can't remake any genres. We can just join them all together. Um, but yeah, I hopefully there's yeah, hopefully there's just a bunch of like belters out there that like could come together and just form another like Divas 2 or something. I don't know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That would be
Hey,
amazing.
maybe you could put that together. You know what I'm saying?
True, you never know.
Fran and friends.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, no, that would be
Yeah,
sick. I would just scout out and see.
definitely, definitely. Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat. I see you guys out
Hey,
there. Dickie J, say my boy Ed V, Panda. I see you
yeah.
guys out there. Shout out to everybody doing their thing. Make sure you guys go like, subscribe, share, go hit that notification button, send to a friend and all that. We're chilling with Fran right now, what I'm saying? We're discussing the album, same, you say you have visuals, right, for it too coming out
Yeah.
too as well?
So I'm re-releasing a couple visuals off of Same. I like did a little sneak peek and kind of like a release last year, but I
Mm-hmm.
think that was kind of like a smart move. It was a mistake, but it was a smart move just to like
Yeah,
get people like familiar with it and then like run it back, like take it away and they give it back.
yeah, yeah.
So
So
yeah,
this, so, so this, you said you did a sneak peek of the visuals for this last year?
yeah, I did. Like
Yeah.
I
Okay.
actually just released the whole music video, released the song, did the whole thing, and then
Okay.
took it all back and was like, all right, maybe I just need to restart again.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just wait for a better timing and then bring it back. So that happened a year later.
Okay. Hey, better late
Yeah,
than never.
exactly.
Better late
Yeah,
than
I'm
never.
like out here like I need to get it off my chest. Like that's
Yeah.
just it needs to get out somehow. But
Yes.
yeah, no,
Yes.
it's fun. It was a fun project.
Yeah.
I had a good
So
time
you're
with it.
and you're also having a listening party, right?
Yeah, I am. So I'm having a listening party tonight at the Dojo Lounge, and it's just a showing basically. I'm gonna have one of my friends film and like get all the vids, and then I'm gonna be showing a one take to the
Okay.
homies. So it'll be really cool.
No,
I
that's
don't want
gonna
to say
be
too
dope.
much, but yeah,
Hey,
it's gonna be
you
pretty
gotta
sick.
be there. You guys gotta be there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If you can, we're gonna shoot the address on send it in our story too on Instagram. So make
Yeah.
sure you guys look out for that. But that's dope, you know, it's dope that that community comes together and you know you guys come there and make it happen and all that because you need that support, man, in this game. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Because it's a whole lot of discouragement. You know, people try to do too much or not do enough, and then you be like, man, where do I fit in this game? And it's good to have that support where people
Hmm.
come out, you know, they want to support the music, and you know, and they need us to support your music. Like I said, you're a
Hmm.
talented vocalist. You know, you're
Thank you.
definitely a treat to perform to. You know, I've seen you a couple times at Artist Ave and everything
Thanks.
like that, performing with the enchiladas. You know, shout out to the enchiladas. You know,
Yes,
my guys
the
out there. You
boys.
know, what I'm saying Seth, Axel, my boy Nate. You know, shout out to my guys, man. You know, DJ Bree and all them. And but yeah, just you know, you're very talented, you know, and it tells that it really shows now. It makes sense that you know, not makes sense, you know, you perform good because you perform good, but you perform at such a young age, like you perfected it, you know.
Yeah.
It really shows, you know.
Thanks. Yeah, there's still a lot of growing to do. There's
Yeah.
still like a lot of bantering that I have to figure out. I actually get really nervous talking on stage. I could sing easy.
Yeah.
Give me the
Yeah.
words, like I'm good. But like talking on stage, like it makes me so nervous.
Yeah.
Like that's why like I tell the band like just keep rolling, just keep
Yeah.
going. Like if you ever see this, it's like all right, just keep moving to the next one. Like I can't figure out
Yeah.
what to say, even though like it's nice, you know, it's nice to hear people banter. I
Yeah.
got nothing yet. I don't know. That my mind just goes blank.
You know what's always a good one? I'm gonna give you me as host. I'm gonna always say, make some
Mhm.
noise. You know, so just say,
Ah,
hey
true.
guys, make some noise.
Yeah, for
And now
sure.
you don't have to talk. You know what I'm saying? Now they're
Hmm.
making noise. You
True. Yeah,
know.
but
So,
if you got an hour minute set, like every after every song, make some
yeah,
noise. I mean, it's
yeah.
still fun. I like to
Hey,
get people to sing.
and they'll make noise like it's the first time you ever said it. You know?
Yeah, like I know you could do better.
Yeah,
Like come
you
on
know.
out.
They will creep. They will keep screaming.
I'm
Nah,
down. I need to try that for sure. Yeah,
yeah.
I love having people sing with me. Like once I like when I curate the set lists,
Mhm.
I think of songs that people like or people know so that like I'm not by myself just singing. And sometimes I run out of a lot of breath. And I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, this is a good way to just like take a breather, like y'all sing, take over.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I definitely have a lot of people just like I'm like, okay, like I'm thinking about y'all. It's
You got,
cool.
and then that's a good feeling. Like when the crowd knows your song, you know they can pick up where you left off and all that.
Hmm.
What's one of the craziest crowds you've been a part of? Where you just like you felt like it was this is so dope. I'm overwhelmed.
I mean, the recent thing that happened was the Canby. Like I was so shocked that that many people showed up, and
Yeah,
like I was just getting love just poured into me, and I was just like, holy shit, this is
yeah,
insane.
yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna cry. Like I'm literally gonna cry of happiness. Like what is happening? So
yeah,
that was one of the really cool moments. Kind of like it's a stamp. Like good job, like you did
yeah.
it, kind of thing. Like you
No,
could keep
it
doing
feels
it.
like it feels like the work you put in is worth, even though it's self worth. We all have our self worth, and we're doing
Hmm.
this for us. But you know, when other people acknowledge and feel what we're doing, that's you know, that's got to be out of this world.
Yeah, and it goes with like the just building your community. Like all the people that I hang out with are all creatives somehow. Like
Yeah,
we all just push each other. We all both have like we all have respect for each other, and I think that helps a lot too. Like we're not just out here trying to one up each other. We're here to kind of,
yeah.
you know, keep each other going and not lose sight of expression or like just not lose sight of like losing ourselves.
No, definitely, definitely, definitely. Shout out to everybody still in the chat. Shout out to everybody that's still tuning in. Make sure you go subscribe, hit the links, all that good stuff. You know, share with a friend that's going to share with a friend. You already know what we're doing. But right now we're going to get into a little "What would you do?" This is a reaction part of our show. Y'all know what it is, man. This is some of the videos we show on our Instagram. Make sure you see the link at the bottom of the screen. Go follow us on IG at Street Team Worldwide. And you know, like I said, share, share,
Yeah.
share. Well, this person right here, we're gonna get into a video where this guy, he's definitely turned up. He must have been
Uh,
listening to your latest song right now because he got super excited and he wanted
it
to go
leaked.
all yeah, he wanted to go all out on the dance floor.
Niggas at, what a fun niggas at, fun niggas at, what a fun niggas at, fun niggas at, what a fun niggas at, fun niggas at, what a fun niggas at, where the hoes at, let's bend, bitch move funny, I'ma knock out a friend.
Nice. Damn, if I could do that with my legs, that'd be fucking amazing.
What?
But
How turned do you feel like? How much you think he drunk when he got to that point where he like, I'm gonna put my legs, I'm gonna hold my legs, I'm gonna hold both my legs up on the dance floor.
that was his party trick. He does this every time,
Yeah.
I promise you. Like
Oh, yeah.
this is like this is like next level.
His wife are oh, there you go again.
Yeah,
he
right.
he had three.
One
We
too
had
many.
we're at brunch. He had 3 mimosas, and now he got them damn legs up.
Now he's doing it all over again. Jesus.
Man,
No, I feel
that
like
guy
he's the
is
kind of
super-
person. He's the kind of person who has like a name. I like once he
Yeah.
turns into that, once he starts putting his legs up, like he's a whole other name. He's
Oh,
like a
yeah,
Jake,
man.
but now he turned into a Paul. Like I
Yeah. He turned into We're gonna
Yeah,
give him a name.
exactly.
We're gonna find that guy a name.
I'd still be friends with them though.
Yeah, definitely seems like a great time, man.
For sure.
Just once he gets to the Frank the Tank style, he's a rap.
Yeah, we're all just gonna leave the dance floor there.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
a
moment.
wrap. Well, this next person, you could just tell this was not a great idea for them, and they probably regret this.
Eat a 2-week-old unrefrigerated pie. Long ways to drive.
Oh no! Oh no! That's so sad.
But he did that to
He's too
himself.
close to the floor already.
Yeah, and then what's bad? Just the little roll too. It's just like
The little Yo,
Like,
exactly.
oh,
Little roll and just like I feel like he bonked his head on the floor. Like it's so
Oh,
bad.
man.
I feel like I just like tossed like a little like rubber band on the floor and just it went like
yeah,
it just bounced. Like
yeah. That's like I
damn.
dropped my bag of chips. It just
Yeah,
rolled to
exactly.
the grass.
Oops. Like,
All bad, man.
oh, poor guy. Hope
Oh
he's
man,
okay.
he'll be all right. He'll be all right. He just need a little.
He's still rolling to this day.
Yeah. He just need a little time out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, this next person, they definitely need a timeout. I don't know. You can't try everything. Don't follow.
Mhm.
Don't follow the crowd. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't follow the wave if you can't ride the wave.
Jeez. Oh, I love those videos. I love those videos. I love like seeing the aftermath of like their face just like all scabs. Like
Oh man, yeah.
I love gory shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that. I don't know about that. That's a lot, but
No, like it's intense. Like I don't know what it was. It was like extreme skate. I don't even know. But like these boys were just like bleeding and like they would do these tricks. But yeah, definitely don't. He went for it. He went for it and didn't make it. So
yeah,
rip.
I love seeing. And people always ask me, "Do these people make it?" and all that. I do not have the history report on everybody. I'm just.
What are they doing now?
Yeah, I'm optimistic that they did make it. You know what I'm saying? I'm very hopeful. Well, this guy, I think he made it, but he's definitely going to be mad. He's definitely not going to try this again and lead the skateboarding to the kids.
He's just down. He's stuck.
And then the
He's stuck
dog
on that
come over
floor.
there like,
Then he's like,
he's like, I told you I had no do that.
yeah, he's like, you fucking fool, stupid ass. He did that once.
Now who's gonna give me some food? You say you're gonna
Right,
give me
exactly.
some food.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
my
oh my
God.
goodness. Yeah, people just be doing some dumb shit, and I'm glad he got that video. I hope he sent it out to his family.
Yeah, I learned my lesson. Don't be getting on it. Let the kids I'm done. I'm too old for that
Yeah.
now. And
Trying
I'm too
TikTok
old.
dances? That's
Yes.
not for me anymore. I'm sorry. Too old for
Yeah,
that
yeah,
too.
yeah. I don't want to slip a diss. Well,
Yeah.
this next one is I really cannot. What is that? Well, we're gonna be surprised together. We're gonna see what it is.
Okay.
Motherfucking trail. Look at this shit. What's this? Hey, watch out.
Alright?
It's slippery.
Shit, I'm sorry.
Yeah, man.
Damn, that sucks. He was just like, I'm gonna go through. What?
You know what? Oh, bro, should he was like the worst warning guy because he just said, "Hey, watch out." He's like, he didn't tell him what to watch out for or nothing.
No,
He
not at
said,
all.
like, he just said,
Not
"Hey,
at
stop right
all.
there."
Yo, didn't give any of the road like any
Yeah, man, nothing, man.
anything. No help.
No help at all, man. No help at all, man. Don't be that guy. Please warn people of slippery bridges where they're going to eat shit.
You gotta be specific though. So while you're slipping,
Yeah.
like you gotta be, it's right there.
He
It's
slipped right in the home plate on that one, too.
Honestly, though, he like just jumped
Oh,
off
man.
that bike.
Yeah,
That
man.
was funny.
I would have been so mad. Like, I know his hip is going to be hurting for like 3 weeks.
Jesus. Yeah, at least he had a
Yeah.
helmet. The other fools didn't have any helmets. Like,
Oh, man.
damn.
Yeah. Well, he should be all right.
Yeah, they're
He'll
all
be
fine.
all right. Yeah, they're all
we got
fine,
their
guys.
numbers. We'll
We'll update you guys.
yeah, we'll hit them up for you. Don't worry.
Definitely. That was what would you do? We want to thank Fran for being part of the show, man.
Yay.
Before we go, we want to make sure you go like, subscribe, share, go hit that notification bell. Links will be in the description. Fran, you want any shout outs before we go? Any note let the people know anything?
Yeah, I mean, just watch out for the album. It's my cool little masterpiece. It's called Save. It's out on August 1st. And then, yeah, just a lot more surprises for you. Follow my Instagram at YouGirlFran. And just have a wonderful time. Just vibe with me. I'll see y'all soon.
Definitely. Look out in his story, too, for the address for the listening party, right?
Yeah, tonight's the listening party for it.
Listening party. So make sure you guys, we're going to have that in the story on Instagram. The link is right there. I think it's going across, somewhere right there. And then, holla at us. You already know. Like, subscribe, share, send this to a friend. You can stay up to date on all of our shows. You can rewatch this show and all of our other episodes. And you guys know how to do it. This is In Between Time, episode 56, Street Team Worldwide. Let's go.